Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn energy reading. You have no idea. So we're going to pull some energies, and this is something that you do not realize what is surrounding you, or you do not realize this energy. This may resonate with you. This may be the message for you. This may not resonate with you. This may not be the message for you. Or did I say that twice? I don't even remember. But just keep that in mind. If parts work, take those parts. If they don't work, leave them out. All right, so we have, I almost feel like it's these three. The Lovers, the Three of Wands, and the King of Cups. Okay? Lovers, what you don't realize. What you don't, I almost feel like there's a relationship coming in for you that's very easygoing. That's kind of one thing that I was feeling. All right. The Lovers, we have the Justice. Yeah. I had that feeling too. Is you trying to make a decision, okay? Okay, so we have Justice, we have Ten of Swords, we have Two of Swords. With Three of Wands, we have the Four of Cups, we have the Four of Pentacles, and we have the Nine of Cups. With the King of Cups, this card has been coming out a lot lately. A lot. Ace of Swords and Three of Pentacles. Okay? And then, where am I? The energies that are surrounding you. Fifth chakra. Okay, so we have the throat chakra again. Communication. You're ready to communicate. Time to speak up. Magician in the Mirror. I feel like what you don't realize is that you really have to take a hard look. You have to really look at yourself in the mirror and really ask yourself some questions about a relationship that you're struggling with. That there's a relationship that's around you. It's either a friend, a family member, a partnership. Could be something at work. It could be with your work. There's some sort of relationship that you have that you have to take a hard look. You have to speak up in this relationship. I feel like you don't realize that you need to communicate. You need to speak up. You need to say something because there are things that are bothering you. There are things that you are holding on to. And I feel like this is causing you to shut down, right? This is causing you to say, I'm ready to bail. I'm ready to get out of here. I feel like it's almost like you're having this, it's that fight or flight. It's like, okay, do I fight for this relationship? Do I work on this relationship? Do I see this through? Do I put more work and effort into this, or do I flight, right? Do I take off? Do I go? I feel like you don't realize how much these things that you're holding inside are affecting you, and it's affecting your relationship. And I feel like the way that you're acting and the way that you're being, because you have this stuff that you're holding in, it's causing that other person to react to what you're putting out there. And I feel like you don't realize that that's affecting them too. Sometimes we think that we can hide things. Sometimes we think that we can work through things, right? And we're like, oh, that person's not going to know that. And maybe subconsciously that person is reacting to those things, right? Maybe they're really not sure what's going on with you, but for some reason, like subconsciously, they're reacting to you because there's something that you're holding on to. Something's making you tired. You feel like things aren't happening for you. You feel like maybe you lost. Sometimes you lose that spark. You lose that connection that you have with that person. You're not feeling it anymore, right? That something happened, or maybe it was just like, it just happened, like you can't even explain it. You're just like, well, I'm not feeling that connection, or I'm not feeling this relationship. I'm not feeling that I want to work on this, that that you need to speak up about something, but you're not. But I feel like you don't realize it's affecting you in a negative way. And you have to work on letting stuff go. You have to work on letting something go. It could be that you're in this relationship and you're holding on to those little tidbits and that stuff is starting to build up, right? and you're not releasing that. It's like an air balloon, right? That you keep adding this negativity in and in and in and in, and this air balloon is being blown up by this negativity, and then it's getting ready to explode. But now it's time, if you communicate, right? Because this Archangel Gabriel is surrounding you, and he's saying, communicate, 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 right? The power, he's giving you the power to communicate, the power to speak up, right? That you're ready to communicate with either yourself, right? Talking to yourself. Again, magician in the mirror, looking in the mirror and realizing you have the power to work through this situation and get past this situation. That if this is something that is bothering you, that you have that power, right? Realizing how strong you are. Sometimes we don't want the power because it's like, oh, I have to deal with a negative situation. It's like, I don't really want to do that. I'd rather leave that to somebody else. Sure, that's always easier. But having that power, right, and knowing that power and dealing with those negative situations, that's what makes us stronger. That's what builds up our own confidence and makes us stronger. And of course, this is something that you have to do if you feel is right for you. I'm not telling you what you have to do. I'm not telling you that you have to speak up about something that if you're not ready. But like I said, is that you don't realize that Archangel Gabriel is surrounding you, and he's saying it's time for you to speak up because you have all of this stuff that is building up in you, and that you're starting to shut down and you're losing interest in this relationship, right, in this situation. Because he's sitting here with his arms folded and he's saying, I don't care. I don't care that these opportunities are coming, and I don't care that these things are happening. That this is what's happening and this is what is surrounding you. That it's time to walk away from that. Is it walking away from the relationship? Is it walking away from the negativity, right? What is it? What does that represent to you? But I feel like this is definitely something that you need to work on. And something that you need to see, but you have to realize that you have that power, right? Sometimes we just don't realize how powerful we really are, or how powerful words can be. And I also feel like when you decide to speak up and when you want to talk about this, just be sure that you look at all sides of the situation and you know what it is that you truly feel and what it is that you want to do, right? That you're clear with your communication about where you want to go with this. But then you present it in a way so that you're not putting the other person on a defense, right? Because then that would just cause a bigger problem. So I feel like if you need that time to take to work this through, make sure that you take that time. All right, so we have Star Dragons, we have protection, finding what's important. What is important to you? What is important to you? Is it important to you to speak up and to get something off your chest and to look in the mirror and see how powerful you are? Protection. Finding what's important. What is important to you? Is this relationship important to you, right? I said fight or flight in the beginning. Do you want to fight for this relationship, or do you want to walk away from this relationship, right? Those are questions that you have to ask yourself. And that gives you the clarity and the direction that you want to go in. Sometimes I don't know, I want to stay, I want to go, I don't really know. What are those things that you can do to figure out how do you find your answers? Negative, positive columns, right? Deep knowing. Deep knowing, that's what I feel like this reading is about, is that deep knowing is what do you want to do in this relationship? What do you want to do in this situation? Deep knowing and finding what is important. I feel like those two things are very close here, right? They're kind of that same thing as that deep knowing of what is important to you and looking out for yourself, right? And saying, okay, do I want to put myself in a situation where I'm not happy and I'm not feeling, right, powerful? And if I don't want to do that anymore, how do I get myself out of that? New life. I love it. This card, I wasn't going to pull it, but then it seemed like it wanted to come out. And why is that? Because we have new life, right? That's what is surrounding you. This is what you don't realize, right? That there is a new life for you, that you don't have to be stuck in this one, that you have the power to make those changes, but you have to look within yourself and decide what is important, and you have to communicate those things to let that be known. And however that person reacts is how you take that. If they are negative, if they don't care and they don't change, right, then that gives you your answer. That gives you that knowledge. If they do care and they want to work on the relationship and they want to change things, then that gives you your answer, right? That gives you more information. That gives you more guidance on what you want to do. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that helped. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.